It's Saturday night in Des Moines, Iowa, almost 10 p.m. And what am I doing? Tuning a sound system here at Rising Sun Church of Christ. I want to show you a little bit of my setup, how I'm taking care of this and what the approach is for this Bose sound system. Now, I know many of you think Bose stands for bring other sound equipment, but that's not always the luxury that you have. Today, I'm going to show you a little bit about my tuning rig, how I'm doing it. I have set up here on the console, I've got two measurement microphones, one up here at front of house, one down on the floor on a really long cable. And then I've got my noise generation coming from open sound meter over here on this channel. So these are coming back into the computer over USB. We got the USB-C to USB-B cable going into the Allen and Heath, and I am running open sound meter. And so I've taken some measurements. I'm trying to get the subs feeling right. You know, we're having to work with what we've got here. So is it wonderful? No. But is it passable? Yes. So if we compare what it was initially with this one to what it is now with this one, right? We can see there's a big difference here. So we can see there was a really big spike at 1K at this particular spot. You can see there was something similar in the back and in the front. So this was a little bit dicey to start with. There was a big boost in the top end and there was some nasty stuff, and people were trying to take care of this bump and all of this with channel EQ on every single channel. So to fix that, we kind of evened out a little bit. Now, I have to say my equipment here is not measuring what my ears are hearing. And what I mean by that is this microphone, I don't think is as sensitive in the low end. Maybe it got dropped one too many times because I'm a little bit clumsy. This microphone is a little bit lacking in the low end compared to what I'm hearing. So I'm hearing plenty of low end as if it's up at like, +9 or so, but it's measuring more like it's down here. So this was the floor with subs and everything. And we've got our little bit of high frequency roll off. It sounds really nice. Yeah, there's still some bumps and things, but this is one measurement. This is not the average of a bunch of measurements. Let me walk you around downstairs in the sound system so that you can get a little closer to her. Oh, wait, before we go, let me show you the Bose software. So I'm running Parallels Desktop. You got to do a special little thing to get it connected. But here on their Control Space Designer, you can see we're coming in, we're going to the line array, both it's bi-amped, so we've got tops and bottoms separated. We've got some fills over there on the sides and over here in the back, and then we've got our subwoofers as well. So that's the system set up here. And there's a gajillion things in this. I didn't realize how many different places we could put EQ, but they've got all of them. So that's just the system processor. We've got all the amplifiers that have more EQ and all kinds of stuff in it as well. So it was a little bit of a mess trying to detangle some of that. Whoever did it, they did their best, but we can do better. So we put the effort in to make it a little bit better. Now it's dark out here, so I'm gonna fast forward for you guys so you don't see me walking around. So this system tune-up was part of a training and a tune-up weekend that I'm doing for this church here. Not only am I doing it, but I have other guys on my team at Attaway Audio that are traveling with my same curriculum, with my same workflow for getting your sound system tuned up, getting your console designed properly, tuning your system, or at least getting it closer than what it was. Because our philosophy is to use the best with what you have right now. You don't have money to spend on a new PA system. Now, do I want to help you spend the right money on the new PA system? If that's in your budget or if that's a need for you, absolutely. And we're doing an install later this month in New Mexico, where we're putting up an object-based mixing system from Fulcrum Acoustics. Really excited about that. But this church doesn't have that budget. This PA is about 3 years old. The price was right. They just had to pay freight. They paid somebody to set it up. So it was a good deal for them. They got access to a sound system that was an upgrade from what they had for sure. So let's make sure that this lasts for the next 10 years and they get out of it every bit that they can. So up here, we have a Bose line array with 6 boxes. There are a pair of side fills over here. And are they pointed at the most amazing angle? No. There's a little bit of a gap of coverage between here and there, but we're working with what we got. And over here, we've got a delay speaker behind this screen. So when I came in at first, walking back here, it'd get much duller, as you would expect, getting farther away and out of the coverage angle of the speaker. And then it was really bright right here. And the temptation when you're messing with stuff is to grab the EQ first and be like, oh, it feels bright. Maybe I should bring it down. But really what I needed to do is just bring the overall level down, right? It just needed to be a lot more transparent between between what it is back here and what it is out here so that that transition isn't as bad when you step back behind the balcony or I don't even know what you call it, but back behind that section where it's shaded from the rest of the room. It just needs to be enough to add the detail so that people can understand. You want it to sound similar right here in this seat to what it sounds like in that seat back there. And so the way that we set the level of our delay speakers is really important for that. Most of the time I'm doing a lot of measuring, right? So I'm setting up my reference microphones. I'm taking measurements at different spots. I'm averaging them together. I'm looking at what's the big picture across the room, on access to the speakers and off access to the speakers, right? Where's the edge of coverage? Where does it drop off? Those are the things that I'm looking for. Other times, like when I'm dialing in the subs at the very end, sometimes I get tired of measuring and I want to just feel it, and I use my ears and I use my gut. So I'll listen to tracks that have a very strong bass line, and I will listen for notes that stick out. Like just now I was listening to Alison Krauss's Gentle on My Mind. I don't know if it's with Union Station or not, but I'll put it somewhere over here when I get that information. But that has a 1/5 going throughout bass line with whatever chord they're on. And some notes were just sticking out like dung, like really strong. So I found that note. I even looked on the RTA on the SQ6 up there. And when they're playing that note and I can see that one bass note jumping up, it's not gonna jump up and be out of place on the RTA there, but it just tells me what frequency that is. Then I can go and notch that. EQing on subs is helpful, but honestly, the resonance of this room is really what becomes more of a problem. Like you can probably hear it through my microphone here, but it's a pretty reflective room. Even with the acoustic treatment they've got on the side walls and they've got on the back walls back here, it's a pretty live room. It was made for choirs. It was made to take the sound amplifying up from off the stage and reflect it out and around, right? So that congregational singing thing is happening. Now, these subs have been barely used, but they've been here for 20 years. They're okay, but the real problem is probably not the subwoofers, it's the resonance of the room. And if I took an impulse response of this room and saw it on a waterfall graph, there would probably be a whole lot of resonance hanging on in the lower frequencies, and it's probably not the sub's fault. So different subs could be a benefit in here, but that's not going to solve the real root of the issue of the room just resonating for a long time, no matter what speakers it is. So those were some of the things that I was thinking through and walking through when I was tuning this system. You can see here I've got my long cable coming down from the sound booth over here. We had some people in here earlier for training, so we put a chair over it so nobody trips over it. And then to get the control of the Bose software, I actually ran an Ethernet cable all the way down here and into the amp rack room, so that I could get control of that and be in one spot with one computer. And we'll show you the amps too. Why not? We've got our amps here for that. And then the Bose Connect is this unit here. So we just plugged into the Netgear switch or router. I don't know which one it is. Did it say? Switch. So that one's a switch. Plugged into that, was able to get Windows configured to do it in Parallels, which is no easy task, but hey, AI is our friend when asking questions about all this random stuff that's deep down the rabbit hole. You gotta just know what questions to ask to get it going. So this project was fun. If you want to do something similar at your church, or if you're looking for a new sound system and you want it designed right from the ground up, don't hesitate to reach out. We've got a form on our website for you, whatever your issue is. If you want to even measure your sound system and see if it's in good shape. Is it performing the way that you need it to know, hey, do we need to start budgeting in the next few years for a new rig? Or is this gonna last us for another 5 to 10 years? Or does it need to be replaced right now? Well, I would love to help you answer that questions with real data, with taking measurements so that we can see what is actually happening, not just what you feel, or maybe you're afraid that you've got shiny black box syndrome, right? You just wanna buy new toys because they're fun. We wanna help you be the best stewards of all the gear that you have currently and all the money that you'll spend on gear in the future, and also pair that with training to make sure that the gear between the ears is the upgrade that goes with you, no matter what equipment you have, no matter what building you're in. The people that operate the soundboard need to know what they're doing so they can get great results, and that's what we were doing here in Des Moines, Iowa this weekend. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. If you want, there's links down below to our website for more information on our tuning services, our measurement services, and maybe even a design and install package if that's going to be the right fit for you. Remember, it's all about the low end. Avoid the sound tech solo, and nobody leaves church humming the kick drum. We'll see you back here next time on Attaway Audio.